Hello and welcome. If this is your first time listening to the show, my name is Tavishima Ayede. I'm a former lawyer turned business consultant, and what I do is I solve business problems. And today we're going to look at a few business problems faced by Udwak Daniel. He's a listener of the podcast, and we're going to be discussing a few things related to cold calling and outreach. Okay, let me put it this way. Now, for lots of us who've been born, recently, we are more used to trying to grow our businesses by using social media and methods that are, online related. So build a website, run an advertising campaign, open an Instagram handle. What else? Do optimize your WhatsApp, optimize your Google business profile, all those sorts of things. Those are the kinds of things that we're used to because it's been in the air. It's been conventional wisdom that people give, whether in Nigeria or whether abroad, about growing your business. Now, because that is the default that a lot of us have been exposed to, not too many of us are properly equipped for doing business the traditional way, the old school way, where you have to pick up a phone call and talk to someone, or where you have to get into your car and drive and go see someone, or invite someone to come over to your studio and then you sit down and chat. I'll be two of you go and you do site inspection or whatever it is. So these are some of the tensions that we're going to explore in looking at this exchange between Udwak Daniel and I. Now he reached out to me on WhatsApp because I give my phone number at the beginning and at the end of every single episode. So if you would love to connect with me, just like Udwak Daniel did, then call me, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080 So any questions, comments, queries, just reach out to me and I'll see how I can clarify things. Also, not too many of you have 30, 40, 50 minutes every single day to listen to podcast episodes. That's perfectly fine. It's okay. So, if you're looking for an alternative, you just send me a text message or a WhatsApp message and ask to be joined to the WhatsApp group. Now, when I do that, you're going to get PDF summaries of the podcast episodes. Now, the PDF summaries are going to be very short, 3 to 5 minutes max. Would have read everything. If you're a quick reader like I am, 45 seconds, 1 minute, you finish reading everything. And you're going to get all the key takeaways, next steps, the total breakdown, things like that. So you can be on the WhatsApp group and getting these daily summaries. Then, when you have time, you can now come and sit down well and listen to a 20, 30, 50-minute episode, 1 hour episode. Don't worry, I don't think I've made a podcast episode longer than 1 hour. So let's get back to it. And sorry, excuse me, I'm going to be going through WhatsApp. So let's see. Okay, Udwak Daniel. Okay, so he reached out to me on the 29th of July. So, Udwak, sorry that this podcast episode is just coming now. Yeah, it's been long overdue, but I'm here. I've gotten to it eventually. So, he listened to the podcast recently. He said he was genuinely inspired by the conversation and he got lots of valuable insights. Okay, so thank you very much for the kind words. From there, he wanted to be joined to the WhatsApp group, but he kind of misunderstood the point of the WhatsApp group. He thought it was a community of like-minded people. In a sense, it's a community of like-minded people, yes, because we're all there for the same purpose. But honestly speaking, I got rid of the old WhatsApp group for this new WhatsApp group. All I do is I just share the PDFs. That's all. So it's not a community. In fact, this WhatsApp group is the quietest WhatsApp group you're ever going to be a member of. Because worst case scenario, in the morning you see one pim. Once you see that pim, you will see it's a PDF from me. Maybe at night, if it's been a busy day and I recorded 2 episodes, you see another pim. That's it. So it's a very quiet group. So if you're looking for a community where you can interact with other people, I'm very sorry, but the WhatsApp group is not going to be that place. The WhatsApp group is only for PDF summaries. And some people have tried to start conversations there. Somebody tried to start a religious conversation and I shut it down. Not because I'm against religion, but it's just because the group has been set up for a very specific purpose, and I don't want us to abuse that. So please do not share religious content, do not share political content, do not share any content. If you think that there's anything that might be useful to members of the group, talk to me first, and I'll decide what it is that goes up. But in the group, it's only going to be PDF summaries of the podcast episodes. So Mr. Udwak continues. He says he's building a career in marketing and sales, and he runs a tech and brand marketing agency. Then he's interested in exploring more ways of getting clients beyond running ads. Because in the chats that we've had so far, that's what he does pretty much for his clients. He advises them on how to run ads, how to optimize ads, the sorts of things. If you've been listening to the podcast for the last week, we've already been talking about these kinds of things. How you need to set up your demographics, your psychographics, that's the targeting, before you worry about the copy of the advertising campaign. So if this is your first time listening to the podcast, you want to learn some more things about how to make your advertising better, excuse me, then scroll back, listen to other episodes, and then you get some more stuff on that. Sorry. So Mr. Udwak continues. He is currently learning and exploring strategies like cold calling, sending cold DMs, and other forms of outbound marketing. And that's the reason why he wanted to be a part of the WhatsApp community so he can be exposed to more resources. But I've already explained that it's not a community per se. But yes, you're going to get resources every single day. A PDF must drop. The PDF will not pass 5 pages. And if you're a slow reader, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you're done. If you're a fast reader, 45 seconds, 1 minute, you don't finish. And you've gotten the scope of what it is. But there will be a PDF that will drop every single day. So if you're interested, call me, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140, and I'll add you to the group. Now, there's something Mr. Udwak has said here, that is outbound marketing. Now, I want to explain that term before I continue reading his messages. So, like I said, a lot of us born in a certain era, you know, how will I put it now? Some of us were born during that Babangida Shagari time, and then there were some of you that were born like uh, after Obasanjo, you know, yeah, Yaradua, good luck, around that kind of time. So, if you were born in that later set, you have been born with the internet basically. For some of us, like for me, I didn't even get my first email. Excuse me. I didn't even hear of email, not to talk of getting an email address, until I was already like 20 years old. And it was my brother's friend, Tom, who brought it up. He kept on telling us, look, things are changing. Nigeria is changing. Get an email address. I said, which one is email again? Because this guy just kept on going on and on. Internet, email, digital frontier. The guy didn't want us to hear word. And I wasn't interested. One day he just showed up. He said, well, Tavishima, this is your email address. This is your password. That's it. He just created Yahoo email for me. And that's the one I'm using till date. And the same thing for my brother. But for those of you who've been born in Nigeria where internet is steady, as in you come out of the womb and, as Momsy's breastfeeding you, she's holding her phone, you're looking at Momsy's phone. So from day one, you've been used to internet. You guys, excuse me, the form of the philosophy of business growth that you guys know is called inbound marketing. Inbound marketing is when you do something because you're trying to inspire other people to come and chase you online. So you're putting out content. Content just means anything that lives on the video, whether it's photo, whether it's video, whether it's text, whether it's blog, whether it's anything. So that is what you guys are used to. Let me do something so that I'll be loud on the internet. Then, as I am loud, I'll be attracting people. As I'm attracting them, they are the ones that will be calling me, or they are the ones that will be looking for my studio. They are the ones that will be looking for my office address. They are the ones that will be sending me email. That is called inbound. Inbound. Bound just means you are going towards. So inbound means they are coming towards me. Now, damn, they rush us. That's the philosophy of inbound marketing. So people have grown up with that. So, what Mr. Udwak referred to here as outbound marketing is the older philosophy and the opposite one, where you are the one who takes responsibility for chasing after people. And I must confess, for those of you who are listening, I am trying to make you better at outbound. I'll explain why towards the end of the podcast. Okay? So especially those of you born the other half. If you are born in the second half of Obasanjo, the first time he was a military ruler of Nigeria. So if you are born in Obasanjo's civilian presidency onwards, I am trying to get you in particular, I'm trying to get you better at outbound marketing, where you go out, where you talk to people, you look someone in the face, you shake somebody's hand, you sit down at a meeting. You get me? We'll talk about the benefits of outbound later on. So these are small. This is what Mr. Udwak means when he talks about outbound marketing. Then Mr. Udwak continues. He says that sales and marketing is more than just a career path. Let's see. Okay, he wants to create value, on and on. Then let's see. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. Okay, so I added him to the WhatsApp group. Then let's see. Okay, he couldn't see the old PDFs. Now try to stop the group so that when you join, you should see the old PDFs. But for some reason, the thing is not working. So don't be annoyed, please. When you join the group and you can't see the old PDFs, just send me a message. What I'll do is I'll send you all the PDFs from the last week. I can't send you everything from the beginning of the group until now because that'll be like hundreds of PDFs and that'll be too much. So I'll only just send you the ones from the last week. So let me continue. Sorry, no vex. I'm just scrolling through WhatsApp. Then I had more questions for him. I wanted him to talk some more about the line of business he's in, whether there was any particular problem he's trying to solve right now. Let's see, so stuff like that. Um, okay, then I told him to send me a reminder so I can record the podcast episode. In fact, that's the reason why I'm late because remember, Udwak and we've been talking since July 29th, and today's date is what? What's today's date? Uh, anyway, August something, August 8th. And in fact, that episode that I sent, that I created about how to send reminders and how to keep people on track for previous engagements like meetings and things like that. It was actually inspired by Woodwhack and a couple of other people because I told them, send me a reminder, and then I was getting some kind reminders, and then I was like, now wow, this is becoming a pattern. I guess people don't know how to do reminders. So, Mr. Udwak, sorry, excuse me. So, Udwak, I'm not trying to shame you. It's just that for those people who listen to the one about how to set reminders, I just want to show them that look, this is practical. Okay. So Udwak sent me a reminder. That was on August 5th. So he said, "Good morning, sir. How are you doing today? A kind reminder, sir." So it's because of Udwak. It's because of you and a couple of other people, within the last 1 month. That's why I made that episode. So listen to that podcast episode about how to send somebody a reminder that look, we have a meeting coming up. You're late, or we have a meeting coming up. Please attend. We have a meeting coming up. Will you be available? That kind of scope. So listen to that podcast episode. Then let's see. Okay, so some more chatting about his business. He's kind of specializing in tech brand marketing. They also do website development and then advertising. They've been in business for 4 years. They have a few clients over across 5 different industries. That is good. That is really, really good. The reason why I'm saying that is good is because when I like to work with people, one of the primary questions I want us to solve is this whole thing of ICP. The ICP is the ideal customer profile. The ideal customer profile just means is the answer to the question, who are we supposed to be chasing? Who do we like working with? Who pays us the most amount of money? Which customers are the easiest to work with? Which are the customers that make me happy? Who are the customers I want to work with? So the answer to all those things is the ICP. Now, the reason why that is important is because you can't start any kind of selling endeavor, whether online or offline, if you don't know your ICP. In fact, for inbound, that's doing stuff online, yeah, you can just be making content anyhow, without being clear. But I'm telling you, when it comes to outbound, when it comes to looking for people, making phone calls, going to somebody's offices, if you don't have a very clear idea about who it is that you're chasing, who you're supposed to be chasing, who you're targeting, you will waste your time. You'll be going from pillar to post, trying to set up meetings, and nothing good will come from that. Or you buy credit and be making phone call every day, and nothing good will come from that. So, for those of you who are going to explore outbound forms of marketing, this whole thing of ICP very, very important. Now, since he has worked across 5 industries, right? If it were a paid coaching session, we will be able to have that conversation. Okay, now out of all these five now, how many people per industry? Who do you like working with? Which are the kind of people that gave you joy? Who are the people that paid you good money? Who are the people that paid on time? Who are the people that were respectful? Who do you enjoy working with? Or who are the people you want to work with the most? Like he has got some experience, so we can actually narrow it down and come up with an ICP. So Mr. Udwak says he needs more knowledge to scale, and that his main problem is how to get more clients. Now he knows that the answer is advertising because advertising is what he does. But however, the guy wants to supplement what he's doing, which is the right way of growing your business. You don't just pick one, it's a blend. You do outbound, you do inbound. Eventually, some things will now kick off and you can ease out on some things, but most businesses have to do both. So, for those of us who are born, the other set, like Babangida, Shagari, that era, when we say big companies or big brands, the ones we know are Nike, Coca Cola, Fubu, Fruit of the Loom, uh, what again? Calvin Klein, Tommy Hilfiger, well, all those brands, all those ones. Now, if we look at those companies, we won't say they are doing 100% outbound or they're doing 100% inbound. They're doing a mix of both. Take Coca Cola. Coca Cola is one of the biggest advertisers in the whole world. So they advertise. Radio, they will advertise. Billboard, they will advertise. TV, they will advertise. World Cup, they will advertise. Then, internet, they will put out content. But then, if you look at it physically, they also have what do you call these things? Distribution managers, distribution partners. So they have people on ground. So Coca Cola doesn't just say, I'm only going to do old school or I'm only going to do new school. They are doing both new school and old school. So that is the scope. So Mr. Udwak is correct in saying that, yes, I'm running advertising campaigns, but let me also learn direct prospecting. Let me learn cold calling. Let me learn outreach. So he has created a list of people that he suppose he's going to approach. And congratulations, because that's one of the first things you have to do. Create a list. We cannot do physical outreach. We cannot do old school business if we don't have a list. Because if you wake up today and it is today, you want to start thinking about who it is that you're going to go and visit, you will wear yourself out. You will tire yourself out. So you need to have created a list yesterday or last week or last month or last year about the person that you're going to chase today. So we're going to call that a prospecting list. So he has created his list. That is good. The reason why we make it a list is so that when you wake up in the morning, you bath, you brush your teeth, you spray perfume, you now look at the sheet of paper. Oh, last week I did number 23 to 28. Okay, so this week, let me start from number 29. It will help keep you focused. It will keep you on course. So he said he has created a list, but he is not saying the right things to close deals. He wants to know what is needed to do cold calls and to close deals. Now, there's something I want to comment about here because there are a couple of you who have this mindset that yes, I have a list. I have 50 people on the list. I have tried talking to 15 people on that 50 number list. However, things are not working out. Deals are not closing. And the reason why the deals are not closing is because I have not been saying the right things. Mr. Odwak, and anybody listening right now, I'm trying to tell you, whether you accept it or not, the reason why things are not working out is not because you're not saying the right things. It's because you are not asking the right questions. You think that sales is about what you say. Sales is not about what you say. It's not. So stop looking for the magic words. There is no magic word that will help you close more deals. Sales is about the questions that you ask because you're trying to figure out who has a problem, what are their priorities, do their own priorities align with my own priorities? Then, based on that, you can make an effective presentation or proposal. But if you don't engage in this process of asking questions, what will happen is you're trying to say the magic words, you're trying to say the right words, but what you're doing is just guesswork. How do you know if you're going to say words that are effective? You don't know. How do you know if you're saying words that appeal to the person? You don't know. Are you a mind reader? Obviously, you're not. Stop trying to say the right things to close a deal. Stop it. You can't. It is not possible. For those of you who watched that film, What a Man Wants, and then the opposite one, What a Woman Wants, where, what's this guy's name now? This guy who directed Passions of the Christ, Mel Gibson, where Mel Gibson had an accident and he could hear women's thoughts. And so, because of that, he was saying exactly what the women want him to say. Except if you have that superpower, you cannot say the right thing to close a deal. Can't be done. Give up. It's not possible. You can't. If you can read minds, fantastic. Be reading people's minds, and then you can anticipate, and then you say the right thing, and then you now close the deal. The same thing with what a man wants. I think that one was what's her name? This lady. She acts in Tyler Perry movies. She acted in Acrimony. I think she's half black, half Indian. She acted in Acrimony. What again? What's her name now? And I can't remember. But she had an accident, and she could hear what men wanted, men's thoughts, and so she was able to say exactly what it is that a man wants to hear, and that's how she was now, just playing men like Ludo because she knew exactly what to say. So, except if you have that superpower, can't be done. Stop trying to say the right things. Can't be done. Like that thing does not exist. If you read minds, fantastic. If you don't read minds, give up. The focus is what kinds of questions are you going to ask that will get the other person talking. Because when that other person starts talking, you will now know what is on their mind. That is how you figure out what's on somebody's mind. And you get the right information that you need to tailor your sales pitch. Get them talking. So, Mr. Odwak, it is not about the right thing to say. It is 100% about the right questions to ask. Anybody who is in Mr. Odwak's position now, whether you're in software sales, whether you're a startup founder, whether you're a carpenter, whether you're an architect, whether you're a tailor, whether you're a consultant, whether whatever it is about the questions that you ask. The reason why I'm stressing this is Mr. Odwak says that he does needs analysis, but he does that online. And then from what he finds online, he now sends a proposal. Then when he sends the proposal, the people now ghost him. They don't respond again. You see, this is the crux of the matter. And this is the reason why I'm trying to reorient your thinking, Mr. Odwak. Unfortunately, we've done almost 20 minutes, okay, 23 minutes. Let me just bring today's podcast episode to a close, and then we'll explore some more in the part two. So, Mr. Udwak, just come back for part two. Don't worry, I'll make it worth your while. For any other person who's been listening so far and who's been liking the flow, like you're feeling what we're saying so far, then come back for part two. But the reason why people are ghosting you and nobody's responding to you is because you are the one who used your own initiative, used your own whatever to go and do research, and you are thinking for them that you understand what it is that they want, and then you sent a proposal. They now have the piece of paper, and the piece of paper doesn't tally with what they actually need. What do you think they're going to do? Are you think they're going to tell you that, oh, no, actually, your proposal is too wordy, or your proposal didn't capture the point, or this is what I'm trying to do? You think most people are going to do that? No. People don't like being sold. So if your proposal doesn't hit the spot, nobody's going to call you back and say, no, my guy, this thing did not hit the spot. You know, enter. No. So that's why you're being ghosted. You think you've done need analysis, but you haven't. What you've done is online research. Online research is good. And I'm glad you have done online research. So when we come back tomorrow, I'm going to make some recommendations about how to continue. But please, for those of you who are going to listen to tomorrow's one as well, bear this in mind. Excuse me. What I'm going to recommend him to do is going to be on the basis of he is somebody who likes to do online research first. Okay. So for people who are like Udwak, who like to do online research first on their prospects before they reach out, tomorrow we'll continue. So thank you very much for your time and attention. Remember, if you'd love to connect with me, you can call me, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080 Don't forget about the WhatsApp group. The cheap benefit is just that you will get the PDF summaries and read it in less than 5 minutes. That's if you don't have time to listen to all the long episodes. So if you're listening to this episode now, all right, but you don't have time to sit down for another 25 minutes to listen to part two, no problem. Just join the WhatsApp group. Eventually, the PDF will drop. You will see it and be like, oh, okay, this is what they discussed. This is the part two. Then you will now apply what it is that you see there. Or if you want more context, you will now go back to the podcast and then look for that part two and then listen. So, uh, yeah, that's it. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Yeah, so that's it.